Get your together, busy. You're a bloody legend.
YouTube is home to all kinds of evil villains all across the entire platform, but which ones really are the most evil? Hi, I'm JT, and this is YouTube Villains, Evil to Most Evil. First, let's start off with the least evil before working our way down to the most evil. The least evil villain is Gummy Goo from the Amazing Digital Circus. Gummy Goo is a bandit who steals the syrup from the Candy Canyon Kingdom. However, as he steals this, our heroes try to bring him to justice, but this doesn't go as planned. He ends up trying to drive him off the road and kill them. Although he did have a good reason for stealing the syrup to feed his starving village. And we can excuse him for trying to kill our main cast because he's an NPC who's doing what he was programmed to do, even if he doesn't know it. He also ends up befriending Pomni, and we don't see him again after he gets deleted by Kane, but in episode 4, he is more friendlier to Pomni even if he doesn't remember her, so he's our least evil villain. Next up is Eduardo from Ed's World. Eduardo is the neighbor of Ed, and whenever approaching him, he comes off as a bully, bragging about his misfortunes and tries to make Ed look like a loser. He eventually gets superpowers and ends up destroying the whole city. As Ed tries to reason with him, we eventually realize that Ed bragged to him and made him look like a loser in kindergarten.
What? You're second place!
Which is why he bullies Ed. He eventually redeems himself and stops bullying Ed. We also realize he doesn't hate John as much despite his abuse, since in episode The End, when John dies, he ends up bursting out in tears. Next up is what most kids would think is the worst principal ever. Next up is Principal Steinbeck from SML. This principal strikes fear into the eyes of the students, threatening them with violence and beating them up for no good reason. He also likes to make them feel like prisoners in his school. He uses his son to find out information on what happened in the classroom. He actually does love his son, even directly saying to him that he loves him, which probably means he's a good dad. Next up is Zoe from Music Freaks. Zoe is your typical mean girl, giving students a hard time, even trying to blackmail some of them, and even Jake trying to get him to do whatever she wants. Up next on the list are Dance and Snad. This duo creates a lot of mischief. When they come across a phone that allows them to play Block Blast in real life and delete things in real life, they use it on a lot of stuff, deleting signs at an amusement park, deleting tax collectors, and even deleting price tags on lollipops. While the tax collector one sounded like murder, they're actually just trapped in the game, no harm done, especially since after Snad gets a game over, they respawn back in the real world. When you look at their crimes, they're really just troublemakers.
Man, I thought we were going straight to jail. Yeah, especially considering I stole this TV.
Next up is Purple Girl from Zamination. Unlike her male counterpart, she just looks to cause mischief, some of her crimes ranging to vandalism and running away from the police. However, unlike Dance and Snatch, she ranks higher than them because her crimes actually put people's lives in danger. Next is Suction Cup Man. Suction Cup Man tends to climb towers with his suction cups a lot, but sometimes he could even put people in danger with his actions. He's not really evil, just more of a pest that won't go away.
I'm putting stickers on your windows!
Next is the Seeker from Among Us Hide and Seek in real life. Unlike most imposters, he doesn't actually murder people, he just finds them in their hiding spots and then knocks them out with his hammer and locks them in a cell. Now, he's up this high due to how violent he is, but he doesn't actually have a kill count. Next up is Chaz from Helva Boss. In flashbacks, he's shown to be a good boyfriend to Moxie, actually showing genuine love for him. However, once they rob a bank and Moxie gets stuck there, he decides to just bail on him, showing just how unloyal of a boyfriend he is. Even later on when he meets up again, he doesn't even apologize for that, showing he doesn't care for his actual feelings. He's also on board with Crimson's plan to have Moxie married off to him, but he doesn't rank higher since he's just a henchman. Piracy is no party, especially when you get caught by DJ Halibou. Created by the YouTuber Jolie Perleoni, in the pirated version of Mario Party, he tries to make you learn a lesson by having you write an apology. However, in the video, as Joey just decides to ignore it, he ends up appearing in the real world and chases him around the video trying to kill him. I get it, he was mad, but he took it a little too far. At the end of the video, he traps Joey in a DS and breaks it with him inside, but I'm not sure if he's dead or not. Next up is Tony the Talking Clock from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. This guy is one of the multiple minions sent by Roy to torture our beloved cast. He's mean to them, insults them, and even makes them age to death, but he doesn't rank higher since he's a lackey. Up next is one of the most hated YouTubers, that vegan teacher. This woman has made her mark on YouTube. She slanders YouTubers telling us false facts.
Chickens belong on chickens and on birds. Don't eat them. Stealing is wrong. Don't promote violence.
She believes non-vegans don't deserve to live, and even made some racist comments.
Like she might be naturally intelligent, gorgeous, generous, exemplary, and radiant. She looks like she could be that to me.
She also might be a fake vegan.
Oh, I noticed that she had a piece of meat in the bottom of her fridge.
Hold on. Actually, stop filming for a second.
She's even said that she wanted a few people dead and sees herself more superior than God, which is enough to get her the Pride Center medal. I mean, what the f***? Next up is Clayton from Simon Brea. He's often called a weird kid, but he's really just a psychopath. He triggered a kid's nut allergy, he's apparently spied on Simon, and even tries to hit him with a belt pretending to be his abusive mom. He's really creepy and literally tried to trap Simon and his friend at his house for a sleepover. Next is Admiral S. Swipe from SMG4. Admiral Swipe is a pirate that likes to steal valuable things, and this is evident by when he kidnaps SMG4 and friends, and kidnaps Boopkins because he's a rare fish, and watches him like a treasure and even shocks him to torture him. Yeah, he's very greedy and very messed up, but he doesn't actually murder anybody. Next is Bowser from Nintendo High. Before becoming the villain he is now in Mario games, Bowser here is a typical bully, always picking on people and harassing Peach to go out with him. Eventually, he takes over the entire school and imprisons everybody. He's not as evil as he is now, but he's probably getting there soon. Next up is Flower from BFDI. Flower is a contestant on the show BFDI, and she really wants Dream Island, to the point where she's willing to harm or even kill other contestants just to get that goal. She literally destroys the recovery centers, which brings everyone back to life, so that way, if she kills them, they'll stay dead. Next up is Marty from SMG4. Now, I know what you're thinking, but don't let this guy's appearance fool you. He stole SMG3's notebook to find out the secrets inside, runs a casino with a crime organization, and even tortures SMG3 and SMG4 for answers. And in the video We Must Kill Mario, he even poisons a huge supply of marinara sauce, but his plan is unsuccessful. Marty gets the Sloth Center medal because despite being a living piece of cardboard, he just lets Mario handle all the work and just stand there.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
Next up is Harvey Miller from Who Killed Cinema. Harvey is a film director, however, due to some serious allegations, he got fired from his own film, and someone else filmed it instead and won an Oscar that he thought he deserved to win. So he kills the director and tries to cover up all the evidence. He even tries to kill everyone who figures it out. He doesn't rank this high because other villains have way bigger kill counts than him. Next up is Bob from Spooky Month. He's a bit like Michael Myers, but more silly and less intelligent, and tries to kill Leela, Skid, and Pump as revenge for her getting him arrested. And the fact that he's willing to kill 2 defenseless kids is why he ranks so high. But he also gets the Darwin Center medal because he's easily distracted by candy. Next up is Mordecai Heller from Lackadaisy. This cat is bad news. He's a dangerous criminal who smuggles alcohol, and when our main characters beat him to a job, she hunts them down for the whole episode trying to kill them, but eventually just decides to let them go. Next up is Frank from the Subway Surfer series. Frank is a government agent that's been following Jake and his friends around everywhere, but eventually he goes to the subway to activate a machine which causes everything to float in zero gravity, essentially putting people in danger. But after Jake sees too much, Frank decides to put him on a hit list to keep things secret. Next is the neighbor from If Hello Neighbor Was Realistic. After the kid moves into his new neighborhood, the neighbor starts messing with him, keeping him trapped in an endless loop, trapping him with invisible walls, and straight up pretty much just keeping him in a loop forever just because the guy disrespected him. His whole plan was just to make him his prisoner for all eternity. Next, we got Earl Grey from D-Figures. Earl Grey is a supervillain who plans to wipe out all the color and make everyone miserable, which is a pretty standard cartoony villain plan. Meanwhile, other villains have much evil plans than him, but he does try to kill our heroes. Next up is Turbo Mecha Sonic from Super Mario Bros. Z. After getting sent by Eggman to collect Chaos Emeralds, he searches the entire Mushroom Kingdom and willing to kill anyone who gets in his way. He tries to kill Yoshi to get the Chaos Emerald back and violently beats him up, nearly killing him, but he doesn't really do much. Next up is Lego Dream from Brickverse. This dream is from another dimension and pretends to be the dream of this dimension and tries to kill Mr. Beast in order to live in a dimension where his friend Carl is alive. Attempted murder is really bad, but he had a sympathetic reason, even if it was a bit sadistic. Next up is Sonic.exe from Boombuster Animation. This Sonic goes after his targets and tries to kill them. However, he doesn't actually succeed in any of these murders. He always fails. He's proven to have a more evil plan, but he never even succeeds in any of his other plans. Next is Darkiplier from Markiplier. Darkiplier is an entity that takes over Markiplier's body and has tried to get rid of him and steal his identity, but he's proven to be very unsuccessful with this plan. Next up is Evil Luigi from Teetle. Evil Luigi works for Nintendo and locks up Teetle because he hates his fake Nintendo theories, and even punishes him more by forcing him into another cell, and plans to execute him tonight. He's more of just like some unfair warden that doesn't like what Teetle does. Next up is Roman Torchwick from RWBY. Roman is a master criminal who steals multiple supplies of dust, whether it's violent robberies or simple thefts, but is willing to kill anyone who gets in his way and has endangered a lot of people. Next is Day Out Mario from Luigi's Day Out. He's a typical mean brother, always picking on Luigi, but there's a reason why he's this high. Throughout the video, he's always manipulating Luigi into getting himself killed, which is pretty serious, especially since he's his brother. Next up is Serpentious from Hazbin Hotel. This guy was a major threat in the pilot episode, participated in turf wars, endangering and possibly killing people, even attacking the hotel twice. But in the show, he eventually becomes a better person, and he even fights alongside our heroes, even ending up in heaven for redeeming himself. He doesn't rank higher because of this, but he also ranks this high because of how much a threat he was in the pilot. Next is the Spy from Emesis Blue. The Spy is a government agent who works for Archibald and has executed people for quote-unquote reason. However, he doesn't mean to do this because he didn't like this at all, but he still let Archibald buy his silence, and eventually gets his revenge by killing Archibald on the spot. Next up is Secret History Tales from the MASH channel. After being assigned as Sonic's sidekick, he immediately believed he was actually his best friend. This unhealthy obsession with Sonic led him to kill both Knuckles and Shadow because they were getting close to him as friends. He even tried to kill Amy next after that. He doesn't rank any higher because I think this was all just due to his insanity. But also due to his obsession with Sonic, I'll also give him the Lust Sinner medal.
They didn't love you! I love you! You think you were a friend!
Up next is the Lone Dolphin from SML. He's played all kinds of roles as a dangerous criminal, from being a hitman to selling illegal or dangerous substances, or even running the black market. It seems like he'll be willing to kill anyone or do anything for a quick buck. Next is Evil Leafy from BFDI. This demonic leaf doesn't really do much other than constantly chase around all our favorite characters trying to kill them all. Next is Jack Doherty. Jack is an infamous clout chaser, always doing anything he can to get views, whether it's annoying people in public or just straight up endangering people just for views. He literally has no problem with exploiting people just to make money for him. Next is Dream Girl Amy. Her big crush on Sonic caused her to do all kinds of stuff just because she wanted him to like her. Eventually she went crazy and murdered him because he said no, but that at least excuses her from intentionally killing someone maliciously. Next up is the Muse from Don't Feed the Muse. The Muse is a creature that manipulates Alex into making SpongeBob theories and doesn't allow him to stop. And the more Alex resists, the more drastic measures he takes just to get Alex to obey.
You know it's not what they want.
Next up is Miss Circle from Fundamental Paper Education. One thing this alien teacher likes to do most is whenever her students fail, she kills them and eats them, which is pretty terrifying compared to everything else we've seen. I didn't rank her higher because I believe that she's at least nice to the students who pass, but she'll definitely get the Gluttony Sinner medal for her huge appetite of children. Next up is Doll from Murder Jones. She has committed her fair share of murders, and has eaten many worker drones. She ranks higher than Miss Circle because I'm pretty sure she's claimed more victims than her. Next up is Devil Mario from the Power Star series. Now, for some of you who've seen the series, you probably think he should be placed somewhat higher, but let me explain. For starters, he's killed lots of toads throughout the series, kills his brother, and even kills Princess Peach at the end of the series, and then gets close to taking over the world. But he doesn't rank higher due to being possessed by booze and having no control over his actions. He even sacrifices himself at the end. Next is Speed Demon from Terminal Montage. Speed Demon is an entity that possesses Mario and takes over his whole body, and goes around destroying everything and killing a lot of people in his way. He's really destructive, especially when in Mario's body, and controls him the whole way. Next is Johnny Somali. Johnny is a clout chaser who goes around annoying people in public, but his way of clout chasing isn't just annoyance. He pretty much does a lot of offensive things, like playing racist music on a Japan subway, or blaring a loud siren in a Japanese restaurant. But here's the thing. He completely hates Asians, believing that they need to be terminated.
I hate Asians. I think all Asians need to be exterminated.
Which is why he's a lot worser than the last few villains. Next up is the CEO from Gametoons. This greedy CEO has had his scientists turn people into toys just for the sake of making a quick cash grab. He even treats the reject toys with disrespect and casts them aside. He's not even good to the people he turns into toys, only seeing them as products, and has tried to kill our heroes multiple times. Next up is the YouTuber EDP445. He actually used to make funny videos, like his experience in Chipotle bathrooms.
Yeah, I just took a mean-ass Chipotle. When I flushed the toilet, it didn't go all the way the down.
Over time, people started to rumor that he was talking to minors online and sending inappropriate messages. But it only gets worse from here, because later on he makes a video threatening a YouTuber called Raven with a gun. Eventually a sting operation was set up, and this guy was actually trying to meet up with the minor, but he tries to explain that he was only trying to pick up a cupcake.
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake and then go back home.
This creep more than deserved to have his YouTube channel deleted. Seriously, keep your kids away from this man. Next is Mr. Winkle from SML. Just like EDP, Mr. Winkle is really weird around children, except more than just talking to them online. He does all kinds of creepy things around kids, especially pretend to be a teacher, and even has killed kids once. Next is Berserk Mario from Mario Goes Berserk. In the animation, this Mario goes around murdering everyone in sight, ripping their limbs off and wearing them as armor. That's pretty cruel even in its own, which is pretty sick compared to everyone else. Next up is Valentino from Hazbin Hotel. Now, I know some of you Hazbin Hotel fans are gonna argue that he should be higher on this list, but let me explain. First of all, he's this high up due to how abusive he is to Angel, sexually and physically. Due to owning Angel's soul, he constantly abuses him and forces him to work long hours, not even giving him a break. He basically forces Angel to do whatever he wants in the studio, so Angel's essentially a slave. Valentino is a terrible boss and a complete monster, but he's not a global threat, which is why he's not higher. Next is Crimson from Helva Boss. This demon is a mafia boss in the Greed Ring. Tries to toughen up his son Moxie by teaching him to kill, but when his wife gets in the way, he kills her. He's really abusive to Moxie and a terrible father. As a scheme, he tries to have Moxie married off to Chaz just for his own benefit. He works for Stryker to hold Blitz and Fizzaroli ransom to get half of what Osmodius owns. He definitely deserved to get crushed by that warehouse. Next up is Roy from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Now, on the topic of terrible fathers, it's important to note that while Crimson may have been abusive to Moxie, he at least didn't torture him or emotionally scar him like Roy did to his son. But it's not just Yellow Guy who endures his torture. He puts him and his friends through this torture by spawning in these teachers who teach them lessons, and it ends up taking a dark turn. He also appears in the background of a lot of episodes, which has to mean he was spying on them. Surprisingly, this monster doesn't rank any higher because we got way worse down the list. Next is Mr. Weapons from SMG4. This guy is a former assassin who's killed a lot in his past. Eventually, he kidnaps his kids, trying to spend more time with them. Throughout the movie, he tries to upstage Karen and seem like the cool parent compared to her. However, he's leading his kids down a terrible path, trying to toughen them up and even trying to get them to commit a heist, which ultimately goes wrong. Not only that, but he gets angry at them for choosing Karen over him and tries to murder them all. He definitely mellowed out a bit, even caring more about his kids. But at least we could say he cared about his kids, unlike Nancy from SML. She always just did whatever she wanted, Jeffy beating him for no good reason, and just decided to abandon him and wait till he turns 18 so she can have his father's will money. She literally has no problem with treating Jeffy like absolute trash or trying to kill him.
Jeffy, I'm sick of you. I never loved you. You were an accident.
She's clearly an awful mother and an awful person in general. Next up is Star from SMG4. This star is a creation by SMG3 to be evil, but a little too evil considering he disobeys his master and just goes on a rampage, causing all kinds of destructive chaos. He's killed a lot of people in the process and has just gone crazy. Next is Kara from Monkey Wrench. Kara is an elite assassin who has a big track record of killing people, and she's known for not showing mercy to anyone who she goes after. Her main motivation is money, as long as it's a good bounty. She has no problem with trying to kill anyone, especially if they ruin her image. Next up is Racist Mario. If there's one thing this version of Mario hates most, is non-Nintendo characters racing on his track. He's abusive to Peach and kills almost a lot of characters in the entire video. He tries to kill Luigi and even Kratos, but thank God he fails. He doesn't rank higher because he spares non-Nintendo characters who don't race on his track, but he does get the rap sentimental due to his anger and how violent he is. Next up is F from Alphabet Lore. This guy is killed and attacked a whole bunch of letters throughout the series. He's kidnapped a few of them and held them prisoner in his lair. He even stole a few of their magic crystals, and has even tried to kill our heroes multiple times. He doesn't rank higher because N goes back in time and defends him when he gets bullied and becomes his friend, which results in him redeeming himself. Next is Purple from Animation vs. Minecraft. Purple works for the villain King Orange and plans to help him with his plan to destroy the world of Minecraft, doing anything they can to help him as long as they do it together. However, after King Orange betrays them, they turn sides and redeem themselves and fight against King Orange, and is even forgive him for everything he's done. They are this high though for helping with the genocide attempt. Next is the engineer from Spy's Disguise. After the spy keeps outsmarting the red team, he decides to play dirty and destroy the respawn machine and try to kill the spy and kill other blue team members as revenge. Next up is Striker from Hell of a Boss. This assassin was hired by Stella to kill Stolas twice, only for his plans to be stopped by IMP. He works with Crimson to help hold Fizzarelli and Blitz ransom to get half of what Asmodeus owns. But when Blitz and Fizzarelli escape, he tries to kill Fizzarelli and hold him at gunpoint. He makes a brief appearance in the episode Mastermind, testifying against IMP, trying to have them executed. He ranks this high because in one scene he claims to have a kill count in the hundreds.
But I have a body count in the hundreds.
Next up is Phone Guy from FNAF the Musical. He employs the night guard Markiplier and tries to trick him into believing the animatronics are bad so everyone will turn on each other. He's had his fair share of murders, even killing 5 kids.
3 kids have gone missing from your restaurant this year alone, plus 2 last year.
After his encounter with Glitchtrap, he hides out in the pizzeria. Later, it was said that there's an explosion that destroys Freddy Fazbear's and he was thought to be dead, but he might be back soon. Next up on the list is Jax from the Amazing Digital Circus. Now, if it weren't for his sudden character change, he probably wouldn't be this high. In the pilot episode, he was just more of a jerk, playing pranks on people, invading their privacy, and just be hurtful. In episode 2, he has a sudden thirst for violence and plans to shoot Gummy Goo and his gang. He also blackmails Gangle into ramming the truck with Pomni on top, not caring about her safety at all.
Do it, or I'll tell Ragatha about the figurine thing.
What gets him this high is when he opens the gates to the Candy Canyon Kingdom, letting the Fudge Monster get in and eat everyone, essentially committing a mass murder. But in more recent episodes, he's shown to be a bit more sympathetic. Next up is One Shot Ren from SMG4. After losing his glory as a Splatfest champion, he becomes part of a facility kidnapping people, trapping them in a simulation, and killing them. He ranks higher than Jax because he's actually committed multiple mass murders. He's also kidnapped the SMG4 crew and has killed Maggie multiple times, putting her through so much torture. But as he dies, he at least tells Maggie that he enjoyed having her as a rival.
At least you made one hell of a rival.
Next up is Stalingrad from Nemesis Blue. Stalingrad is a violent Russian criminal who attacks the spy after the spy questions him. And not only that, but for the rest of the movie, he's actually shown to be experimented on, which is why he's so freakishly strong and why he's so violent. Next is the Big Bad Wolf from Fairy Tale Analog Horror. This wolf is completely bloodthirsty and violent to the point where he's willing to kill anyone he meets in the woods. However, he's not entirely a monster because when he was human, he got picked on by bullies, and this is what led him to lose his mind and start killing people. Okay, we finally made it to Tord from Eddsworld. In older videos, he went on adventures with our protagonists. But then, he realized he just wanted to follow his dreams and make it in the big city, only to come back later in the episode The End because he forgot his robot, so he decided to manipulate Ed and Matt into believing he just wanted to move back in. However, Tom ends up figuring out that he was part of a terrorist group and is running away from the law, so to make sure he doesn't tell anyone, Tord tries to kill him. Not only does he betray his friends, but he also ends up destroying the house and tries to fly away to take over the world. Despite Tom stopping him, he most likely will come back. Next is Leon Worthington from Caillou and Gina the Super Movie. Leon is a wanted criminal who plans to get superpowers so he can destroy the city, and is willing to do anything to get that goal, even try to kill Caillou and Gina in the process, and he's most likely endangered more people than Tord. Next is Lawyer Kong from SMG4. This lawyer built a whole wall around the Mushroom Kingdom and brainwashed everyone into acting the way they used to against their will, and even blocks out the non-Nintendo characters and imprisons them all. And not only that, when he wins the trial, he ends up killing a lot of people in the process and doesn't care and just wants control over Mario and the other Nintendo characters. Next is Clone Riggy from Danno Draws. After kidnapping Riggy, he plans to kill him and take his place as Danno's mascot. However, eventually he becomes a bigger threat in Shorts Wars where he just decides to kill every Shorts YouTuber, but his plan is unsuccessful. Next up is Baron Robotnik from Mashed. We don't see him that much in the series, but he's pretty evil. He plans to destroy Sonic's town and gets access to a Chaos Emerald which infects him, and the monster tries to take over his body. And he's more than happy to pass it down to Sonic to continue his work. Next is Van Corderville and Egan from Poopit's Dummy Dumb Show. Van Corderville is a typical greedy politician who will kill anyone who gets in his way or even just gets him angry, while Egan is a simple violent criminal who likes to kill a lot of people and commits violent crimes. Next is Vox from Hazbin Hotel. Vox is pretty high up for a multitude of reasons. First, let's start off with the fact that he wants Charlie's Hotel to fail and tries to spy in on it with Serpentius' help. Not only that, but he brainwashes a lot of people either to silence them or get them to buy his products. And finally, let's not forget his promotion to sell angelic security to protect everyone from the extermination. But being a greedy businessman, he most likely will give this to everyone only if they pay a good fortune for it. Next is Cookie Monster from Jaden and Billy Adventures. In the series, Cookie Monster steals a large supply of cookies and fuels it into a rocket, which he plans to launch and explode it all over the city, covering the world in cookies. However, this could potentially kill a lot of people, but he doesn't care. Next is Sar from Solarballs. Sar is a helper robot who goes rogue and betrays his master, and not only that, plans to take over all of space, gathering his huge army of robots. We don't see him again for a while, and we don't know if he actually succeeded with his plan. Next is Sword Demon from Stick World. She's an ancient demon who's been awakened and then goes on a rampage, killing half of the population of the Stick World. She's extremely violent and a merciless killer, but we don't see her do much other than a lot of murdering. Next is the Boiled One from the Boiled One phenomenon. The Boiled One is an entity that's part of some strange broadcasts, and how it gets its victims is simply putting them through sleep paralysis, essentially torturing them. Next up is No Visor from Among Us Logic. No Visor is an entity in Among Us that brainwashes people, removing their visors and making them his followers. He tries to kill Player as well, trying to make sure he never fulfills the prophecy and kills him once and for all. Next is Speaker from BFDI. Speaker is the host of BFDI and often puts his contestants in a lot of danger with his dangerous challenges. And he doesn't really care how much they get killed, he just enjoys getting them killed a bunch of times and even kills them himself, especially constantly imprisoning eliminated contestants in the TLC. However, he does at least come through with his promises, especially the prize Dream Island. Next up is Niles from SMG4. Back then he was friends with SMG0 and Fred, only for him to attack their home planet and end up killing Fred on accident. Later he possesses Melanie just so he can get into the God Box. He kidnaps SMG0 and forces him to fuse with him and tries to kill our main heroes, even trying to use him to create his perfect universe, which could have affected the current universe in a bad way. He's at least at peace knowing that he can go to heaven with his friends, and fully accepting of his fate. He ranks his high due to his plan possibly putting the universe in danger. Next up is SMG3 from SMG4. Throughout the series he's had multiple evil plans, from trying to destroy the world with a black hole to trying to ruin SMG4's YouTube channel. The worst thing that he does is when in the YouTube arc he takes over the SMG4 world, controls everyone with a magic remote. He almost got close to winning only to be stopped by SMG4. He eventually redeems himself later on, but in some episodes he still tries to be a villain, which makes his redemption feel wasted. But on other occasions he's had a few heroic moments, like when he stopped Marty and stopped Mr. Puzzles. Next up is Does Bad Things Guy from SML. He's one of the darkest and well-known YouTube villains. For a while he's been pretending to be Brooklyn Tea Guy, and constantly murdering people and hiding their dead bodies behind the secret door. He does this every time someone looks behind the secret door when he tells them not to. Rosalina, Mario, and even Jeffy look behind the door and he ties them up and gets ready to kill them after that.
Let's cut out your tongue here. That should be worth a picture.
He ranks his high due to how dark and murderous he is. Next is Secret History Cuphead and Mugman from Mashed. These two were government soldiers until they ended up getting sucked into a portal machine, which when they came out, became mutilated into what they are now. After playing hero for a bit, they betrayed the government and then opened the portal, allowing the devil to get in and eat all the souls he wants. Next is Future Ed from Eddsworld. This future version of Ed goes back from the future to kill his past self because coke is outlawed in the future, and he plans to make sure that never happens just by killing him. And he could potentially cause a time paradox, but he doesn't care. He thinks that stuff only happens in movies.
Don't be stupid. That kind of thing only happens in the movies.
Next up is One from Number Lore. He enters the alphabet lore world looking to kidnap X and create other numbers. He attacks our heroes occasionally and even tries to escape so he can complete his plan, but also violently takes over the alphabet lore world and makes himself king, but we don't know what he plans for this world. Next is Stella from Hell of a Boss. After Stolas cheats on her despite her treating him bad, she tries to have him assassinated multiple times and even usurps his authority just to ruin his life. She doesn't even notice her own daughter, Octavia, but at least she's not a dictator. Next is Sir Benedict Cumbersnatch from Sunset Paradise. Benedict is a little worse than Stella considering the violent means he used to take over his hometown and becoming sheriff. And not only that, he plans to regain his human form so he can rebuild his entire criminal empire. Yeah, that's a good reason why he's worser. Next is Auditor from Madness Combat. Auditor is a bit more violent and tries to kill Jeebus and Hank so they don't prevent him from destroying the Improbable Drive and also taking over Nevada as a result. Next is Lord Malicion from Evolution Quest. After being awakened from his imprisonment, he goes to war with the kingdom and sets up a whole violent invasion of the entire kingdom, claiming it as his own. He's way more serious considering the large-scale invasion that he committed. Yeah, you've probably been waiting for this guy. Next up is Secret History Mario. It should be no surprise this monster is so high up. He takes over the Mushroom Kingdom and turns everyone into slaves. He kills Sonic for not canceling the launch of the Dreamcast and is an abusive boyfriend to Peach. And at the end of the animation, he decides to blow up the Mushroom Kingdom, killing everyone to create a brand new start. There's nothing redeeming to say about this monster, but there are worser than him on this list. Next is Waluigi from Mashed. This guy is an absolute menace. He decided to kill every character in Smash, going on a rampage, killing everyone.
Man, this is easy. Easy peasy, Robin Squeezy, Ness was levitating, so I leveled him and left him leaking.
Well, because he wasn't put in Smash. However, due to how strong he was, they decided to finally put him in Smash. And you'd think he'd stop after that, but no. We still see him killing people after that, even destroying a planet. After realizing that Shaggy and Luigi were the most powerful, he decided to kill them so he'd earn that title. He locks up Luigi and tries to kill Shaggy. I would have given him the most evil spawn if it weren't for his sudden redemption. When Luigi goes too far with his revenge, trying to kill him for killing his brother, Shaggy steps in to stop him, and while Luigi appreciates him for saving his life, that they both team up and try to stop Luigi. Next is Santa Claus from Eddsworld. After dying of old age being the original Santa Claus, he comes back from the dead to murder all kids who are on the naughty list, and even tries to murder our main cast because he thinks they're on the naughty list. Santa Claus kills a lot of children, especially on the naughty list, but he has a moral code that prevents him from killing kids on the nice list, which is why he's not higher than our next child killers. Next up is Uncle Samsonite. Uncle Samsonite is an entity that eats the souls of children and has been doing it for centuries. He even kidnaps Jake and plans to eat his soul as well. There's no reason as to why he eats the souls of children, either it's for survival or possibly just because he enjoys it, but it's still pretty evil. Next is Springtrap from Indie Cross. This version is still the same Afton that killed 5 kids, and his intentions are pretty clear as to why, but they're pretty evil. Aside from that, he also tries to get Frisk to join his side and tries to kill them once they refuse, and becomes a bigger threat with his new powers. He could possibly take over the multiverse if he wanted to. Next up is Sin from Murder Drones. She has done so much. First of all, she sends the disassembly drones to kill the worker drones, essentially committing a genocide almost. She has also murdered a lot of worker drones and humans alongside that, and has tried to kill our heroes in the finale. Now, her hatred for humans is understandable since these robots aren't treated with respect by them. But this is what led her to wipe them all out, as she implied that she destroyed Earth in one scene.
Thanks for clearing the way on this planet too. Let's eat.
But when it comes to redeeming qualities, at least she did like N, even seeing him as a big brother figure. Next up is Mammon from Helva Boss. Unlike greedy boss tropes like Mr. Burns and Mr. Krabs, he's way more sinister than them. He exploits his stars for their talent and even makes products so he can make money off of them. He's an awful boss and exploits Fizzaroli's talents, and even doesn't let him have a break unless he gives the fans autographs.
Is it okay if I maybe skip the whole thing?
Of course not.
In one scene where Fizzaroli's under stress, instead of comforting him, he just tells him to get his act together.
Get your shit together, Fizzy. You're a bloody legend.
When he disappears in a cloud of smoke, he also ends up taking out everyone in the circus tent, which shows he's not above murder. He makes a brief appearance in the episode Mastermind and testifies against IMP to have them executed, not for justice, but because they're lower class and he doesn't like lower class demons. Also because he wants to get to lunchtime early.
Yeah, it's lunchtime!
Mammon is definitely a greedy boss and deserves the Greed Center medal, but he's only this high because we're gonna get to the really evil villains, but it makes you wonder what his other crimes have been. Coming up next is Mr. Puzzles from SMG4. Okay, now here's a really evil villain. First off, he brainwashes the SMG4 crew, and they're basically his slaves as he forces them to act in his TV parodies so he can get that 5-star rating he's been wanting. They're nothing but puppets to him, as they're just something he needs to fuel his dreams. When they escape his control, he tries to kill them after that. In War of the Fat Italian 2024, he takes over Disney World and makes it his own amusement park, and kidnaps the SMG4 crew and brainwashes them into working there for him. He goes out of his way to try and kill Mario, SMG4, and Meggy so they don't stop him. He ranks this high due to how much he enjoys making people his slaves, but he doesn't rank higher due to his moments of sympathy. First off, as a kid he had no friends or anyone to play with, so he spent all his time watching TV. And when he gets arrested at the end and locked up in solitary confinement, he's at least happy knowing he believes he has one true friend. But he does get the envy center medal due to being jealous of SMG4's success in the Meme Factory episode. But at least in the new movie he plans to make things right and fix all his mistakes. Next is Alistair from Hazbin Hotel. When he was alive, he murdered a lot of people and disposed of their bodies so no one would find out. However, eventually when he died and got shot to death, he ended up in hell and created a reputation for himself, mass murdering a lot of demon overlords. He's so high up due to his reputation in hell. Also, due to owning Husk's soul, he also threatens to kill him if he disrespects him again.
I will tear your soul apart and broadcast your screams for every other disrespectful wretch!
He also makes a deal with Charlie near the end of Season 1, and given how sinister he is, it can't be anything good.
Deal.
However, he's not higher due to the fact that he at least has some redeeming moments, like when he defended the hotel from the angelic attack and from Penchus. Let's just hope he doesn't get worser in Season 2. Up next is Level Down from the Level Up channel. He first starts by possessing Luigi and pretending to be him. When he comes across Level Up, he traps him in the void between worlds to make sure he doesn't get in the way of his plan. He basically goes to war with the Mushroom Kingdom, killing almost all of its guards and even trying to lay waste to the kingdom. The fact that he's willing to trap people like Level Up and Princess Plum in the void between worlds to kill them shows just how much he's willing to go with his plan. He's really high due to the fact that he was willing to go this hard with his plan. Now, on to Bryson from Animations. Bryson is a pretty serious threat. He has a massive killing problem and just won't stop killing people just because they disagree with him or say something he doesn't like. Not only that, but he has godlike powers, which really makes him a big threat. But what keeps him from ranking higher is simply due to the fact that he'll spare anyone who's nice to him. Next is Aerie from 1. Aerie kidnaps objects from their lives and makes them play in a life-threatening game, which is essentially torture, especially since they don't want to be there. And he has no problem with it, especially when they die, saying he just thought it would be fun. That's pretty sick. Next is Oscar from Super Showdown Bull. Oscar is an entity that takes heroes or villains from any Oscar-worthy film and forces them to fight in a battle to the death. He enjoys controlling them only for his pure amusement, and once they start catching on, he tries to kill them so they don't resist at all. He doesn't really care and has no remorse for making them his puppets. Next is King Orange from Animation vs. Minecraft. After his son died in an accident in the Minecraft world, when he goes to that world, he tends to destroy it to get revenge for his son dying, betraying his friend Purple in the process. However, eventually he regrets doing this and tries to save their life, and eventually realizes that Purple is all he ever needed and embraces them. Next is Zedekiss from The Adventures of Steve. Zedekiss is an alien who locks up our heroes and goes on a quest, stealing all the saccharite crystals to power his machine so he can wipe out populations on planets. His motive is sympathetic because he wants to help save his population, but he still attempted genocide. Next is the One from Stick World. The One is an ancient demon that's been awakened, and he goes around killing people, and he's proven to be a large god-level threat. Not only that, but he nearly destroys the entire Stick World. But there's a reason why he's like this. His evil is mainly just rooted by pain because his parents were unfairly murdered. Next is Saxton Hale from Meet the Amazing Pyro. After the Pyro stumbles into his office, they find out his plans to punch every animal into extinction. Okay, hunting animals is one thing, but punching them into extinction is a bit more cruel, especially when he tries to kill the Pyro to shut them up so they don't expose his plans. Next is Lego Darth Vader from Windu Returns. Despite being a different version, this Darth Vader still runs the Empire, killing a lot of rebels to the point near genocide. We don't actually see this happen, but still, he runs the Empire, and he even kidnaps a kid trying to corrupt him to the dark side. Next is Ganymede and Europa from Solarballs. These two have a plan to destroy the Earth because they're tired of being seen as not important compared to the planets, starting a moon revolution and trying to destroy the Earth out of spite, which is pretty messed up, but then again, they're seen as not important, so it's a bit understandable. Next is Waluigi from SMG4. After Nintendo tells him he's not special, Waluigi ends up getting the power of rejection, becoming all-powerful, and even enslaving a lot of people with the T-pose mushroom, creating a huge army just to get revenge. However, he ends up redeeming himself in the end, but he's this high due to how much people he enslaved against their will. Next is Nazo from Nazo Unleashed. Nazo was created by the negative energy of the Chaos Emeralds and plans to destroy the Master Emerald because he doesn't want it to be more powerful than him. He wants to be the most powerful being in the universe, even if it means destroying the entire world. Next is Francis from SMG4. Francis is an anime geek who steals the ink weaver from Axel so he can create any creation he wants. Not only that, he goes to extreme lengths as to kidnapping everyone in Inkopolis and plans to kill them all, draining their ink so he can make his own island of waifus. He plans to literally wipe out an entire population just for his own sick, twisted desires. Next is Carl from Llamas with Hats. Carl is a really big psychopath, not really caring who gets hurt in his violent crimes. However, he's this high up due to the fact that he wiped out all of Earth, killing everyone, but at least he feels bad and actually feels regret. Next up is Evil Mr. Beast. Just like Carl, he commits a lot of violent crimes, but creating all kinds of dangerous challenges, getting people killed. However, he goes even more farther by crashing the moon into the Earth, killing everyone. But he also feels remorse, saying he just felt it was the only way. Next up is Dr. Agnes from Monkey Wrench. She manipulates our heroes into bringing an alien species to hers only so she can massacre most of the race just so she can kill them and turn them into armor, which is pretty sick, especially since this is motivated by greed. And not only that, she also tries to kill the heroes, no longer seeing them as useful. The future is so yesterday, but not Steve Cobbs. Steve is honestly a worse genocidal monster, with his genocide being mainly just for business, killing most of the Shimmers to near extinction, to even collecting their offspring just to power his tech. Not only that, but he tries to finish the job when trying to wipe out the Shimmers and also all of Me-Life. But he also treats MePhone 4 more like an experiment instead of someone with actual feelings. Next is Adam from Hazbin Hotel. Adam is worse than Cobbs because he's committed a lot of genocides over his whole lifetime, and he sees it as fun, like some kind of sport. He also attacks the hotel, waging war on hell, trying to commit another genocide again, showing no remorse, believing sinners are just scum. Next is Lord Frieza from SML. This Frieza's still a big threat in the SML universe, trying to kill Jeffy and steal all the Dragon Balls. When going to steal the Dragon Balls from Brooklyn Guy, he destroys his planet in the process and goes around destroying the city just to get Jeffy's attention, and then kills Jeffy's loved ones. Next is Black from Gametoons Sprunky. Black is one of the most evil creations in the Sprunky universe, causing all kinds of destruction and suffering just for his own pure amusement. He has a huge thirst for chaos and will commit any violent crime that he wants, not caring who it affects. Next is Evil Computer from the Daily Object Show. Evil Computer is a bit more chaotic. When he becomes Evil Computer Supreme, he starts enslaving some people and killing a lot of objects aimlessly, not caring who he murders, just having fun with all the chaos he's causing, taking over the show as well. He's become a bit of a multiversal threat and just has pure joy in killing a lot of people. However, he was only made this way due to Cringe Pill's cloning Ray. Under the top 3 is Damian Cooper from SpongeBob in real life. Damian is a businessman who really hates cartoons, so when he gets access to a powerful machine, he uses it to destroy half of the multiverse and commands the cartoons to bow down to him if they want to be spared. He's pretty high up due to the fact that he destroyed half the multiverse, which is a lot, and nearly tries to wipe out cartoons entirely by completely erasing them. The bronze medal of evil goes to the Terror from the Terror series. The Terror is really evil. First of all, he has a habit of enslaving people, infecting them like he's a virus or a corruption. And not only that, but he's also really destructive and also has a lot of people he tortures in his dimension. And let's not forget, he also takes over the world and is implied to have destroyed 10 worlds. Yeah, he's seriously evil, but I feel like the next 2 spots are way more evil than him. The silver medal of evil goes to the Dark Lord from Animation vs. Animator. The Dark Lord is a creation by the animator and destroys the PC, escapes to the internet, where he causes all kinds of destruction and has possibly killed other people throughout the internet. He also betrays the Chosen One and goes even further, creating Virubots. And he plans to invade the rest of the internet and corrupt it all with his viruses and become all-powerful. But I feel like someone outdoes him in terms of evil. Okay, the gold medal of evil for the most evil YouTube villain goes to the Illuminati from Cartoon Fight Club. The Illuminati is a really evil being. He's massacred a lot of people, even the meme team. He's also taken down powerful beings like Bill Cipher and Zalgo, and he has big plans to take over the entire multiverse, which shows how evil he is, and even takes over Saniji's body and goes on a killing spree. So I feel like he's a rightful winner of the title of most evil YouTube villain. Thank you for watching till the end. Please like and subscribe for more of my videos.